Good morning, guys. Today we are going to set up CI/CD pipeline by using Jenkins. So as part of this setup, we are going to use several tools. First, our project is available in GitHub. GitHub is a repository where the project source code will be available. So we'll take a project from the GitHub. That project is created by using Maven. In order to build and deploy that application, we are using one software, Jenkins. In the Jenkins, we are using CI/CD pipeline concept. CI/CD pipeline concept we are using. What this Jenkins software is going to do today? This Jenkins software is going to clone the repository from the GitHub. Jenkins is going to clone the repository from the GitHub, and Jenkins will communicate with Maven. Jenkins will communicate with Maven. Maven is a build tool. It is used to perform build process for Java applications. Jenkins will clone the repository from the GitHub. Maven will compile and package our Java application. After build process completed, clean and package goals execution completed, Jenkins should communicate with this Sonar Cube to perform code review. Sonar Cube is code quality checking software. So I want to perform code review of our application by using Sonar Cube. After code review completed, I want to upload the build artifact into Nexus repository. I want to upload the build artifact into Nexus repository. Sonar type Nexus repository. After uploading the artifact into Nexus repository, I want to deploy the application war file into Apache Tomcat server. Tomcat is a container which is used to run our web applications. So Tomcat we are going to use as a server. Now, my Jenkins is responsible to communicate with all the tools to automate application build and deployment process. In order to perform all these steps, we are going to create a pipeline in the Jenkins. We are going to create a pipeline in the Jenkins. All right. So here, our Jenkins pipeline that is called as CI/CD pipeline contains several stages. So in this pipeline, first stage, I'm going to take it as clone Git repository, and second stage Maven build, third stage code review with the Sonar Cube, and fourth stage upload artifact, Maven build, code review, upload artifact, and stage 5 is deploy to container, deploy application. So I want to create a Jenkins CI/CD pipeline with all these 5 stages. Now, in order to create a pipeline with all these stages, what are the requirements? What are the prerequisites? Now, the prerequisites, we need to have a Git repository. So let me go to my GitHub. Let me show you my Git repository. So here I have a Git account. In this Git account, I have a project, Maven web application. This is my Git repository. Git repository is ready. Then we need Tomcat server. So I have created a Linux machine. In that machine, I installed Tomcat server. I created a Linux machine. In that machine, I installed Tomcat server. Let me connect to this machine and start the Tomcat server. Go to MobiXtrom. Connect to this machine where our Tomcat server is available. Remote host, username EC2 user, private key and public key. Yeah, linux.pem connected to the machine in which our Tomcat server is downloaded. Fine. ls-l, you can see that Apache Tomcat 9.x is available. cd space Apache/bin. Inside the bin, we will have a file to start the Tomcat startup.sh. So there is a file called startup.sh. So now sh is space startup.sh. It is used to start the Tomcat server. Tomcat server started. You can see that Tomcat started. How to access this Tomcat server? Copy this public IP of the Tomcat. Tomcat server runs by default on the port number 8080. Yes, I'm able to access my Tomcat. We already configured username and password in the Tomcat users. So let me log in with credentials, that is admin console of the Tomcat. So in this Tomcat, there are some applications already deployed. I am undeploying all those applications. So there are some default applications are available. My Maven application is currently not deployed in the Tomcat. Whatever the applications that you see, these are the default applications. So with this, my Tomcat server is ready. So I can say that my Tomcat is running in one Linux machine. So this is public IP of my Tomcat machine. Or I can say this is the URL of my Tomcat. http://public IP:/8080 Tomcat server URL. Next, Git repository. So we have project in the Git. It is a Maven project. So I can say this is my repo URL. This is my repository URL. Perfect. Next one, SonarQube. We have taken a Linux machine. In that Linux machine, we installed Sonar. So Sonar is Sonar server. This is a Linux machine. That machine is running. Let me connect it to this machine. Session SSH remote host username EC2-user SSH setting use private key PEM file. Okay, we connected to the Sonar machine. In this machine, Sonar server installed. cd/opt/sonarcube ls-l cd space bin ls-l cd space linux ls-l sonar.ssh available. Sonar.sh. There is a shell script file available which is used to start the Sonar. In this machine, we created one user with a name called Sonar. We created a Sonar user as well. Sudo su. Now su-sonar. I switch it to Sonar user, guys. I switch it to Sonar user. Using this Sonar user, it is best practice to create the user in the Linux whenever we are installing a software. I created a Sonar user, then I have installed Sonar in this machine. Now let me start Sonar machine. So currently I logged in into this machine as a Sonar user. I switch it to Sonar user. Now you can see the path. You can see the path of that machine. Right. Now here we are going to start this. We are going to start this Sonar software. ls-l. We switch it to okay, fine. 1 second. We switch it to Sonar user. So the present working directory it is giving as /home/sonar. Actually, the Sonar is installed in opt Sonar directory, bin, then Linux. So this is my present working directory where the Sonar software is available. ls-l. In this present working directory, sonar.sh file is available. Let me start the Sonar. sh space sonar.sh space start. It started SonarQube. Now, what is the default port number of the Sonar server? Guys, do you remember what is the default port number of the Sonar server?
9000.
9000. 9000. So I'm trying to access this machine where the Sonar server is running. So public IP colon 9000. Am I able to access Sonar now? If
Yes.
you are unable to access, please check your security group. You need to enable 9000 port number in the security group. You need to enable 9000 in the security group. Tomcat server runs on the port number 8080. Sonar server runs on the port number 9000. In this Sonar server, already I have analyzed one project. Good. Now my Tomcat server is running. My Sonar server is also running. Let me take the URL of the Sonar. So this is Sonar server URL. It is running inside one Linux machine. It is running inside one Linux machine. Good. Next, let me go to Nexus repository. Nexus repository, it is used to upload artifact. Okay. Nexus server is also running. Nexus server is also running. So in this Nexus server, in this machine, this Nexus server, this is just a machine name, Linux machine. In this machine, Nexus repository server got installed. What is the port number? What is the default port number for Nexus repository, guys?
8081. 8081.
The default port number for Nexus repository is 8081. Let me log in. Let me log in into our Nexus repository. Yes, admin is the username, and I have selected password also as a admin. So we have Nexus repository. In this Nexus repository, we created snapshot repository and we created release repository. We can go to browse. We can see snapshot repository. Last time when we discussed about the Nexus repository server, we uploaded our build artifact into Nexus. We uploaded build artifact into Nexus. Good. Fine. So with this, our Nexus repository server is also ready. Nexus repository server is also ready. Maven project, which is available in GitHub repository. We have taken Git repository URL. We have taken a Linux machine. In that Linux machine, we installed Tomcat. This is the URL of our Tomcat server. Tomcat server runs on the port number 8080. We have taken a machine. In that machine, we created Sonar user and we installed Sonar software. This is the URL of our Sonar server. Sonar server runs on the port number 9000. That is the default port number. And we have taken one Linux machine. In that machine, we created a Nexus user and we installed Nexus repository server. Nexus repository server runs on the port number 8081. Good. Fine. So we have all the prerequisites now. Sonar Cube server is available. Nexus repository is available, and Tomcat is available. Our GitHub is available. Next, we need Jenkins machine. We need one machine where Jenkins will be available. Using that Jenkins, we are going to create the pipeline with all these stages to automate build and deployment. In the last session, we have taken one Ubuntu machine. In that machine, we installed Java. Jenkins software developed by using Java. So first we need to set up the Java, then we can install Jenkins. So here I have installed Java using apt-get package manager, and I added Jenkins keys. Then I installed Jenkins. So when we install Jenkins, it will give you the default admin password in this location. I have taken that password. My Jenkins server setup is ready with these commands. All right. Let me access the Jenkins server. This is the URL. This is the public IP. This is my Jenkins. Let me log out. Let me show you once again. This is the public IP of the machine in which my Jenkins server is running. Jenkins runs by default on the port number 8080. Guys, all the port numbers 8080, 9000, 8081, you need to enable in the security groups. Let me log in into my Jenkins. This is my admin account, Ashok IT. Yes, I'm able to log in into Jenkins machine. So currently I don't have anything in the Jenkins. Now my Jenkins machine is ready. My Jenkins machine is ready. My GitHub repository is ready, which is created by using Maven project, which is available in the GitHub. Sonar server is ready. Nexus repository server is ready. Tomcat server is ready. So all the infrastructure is ready. Now we need to create a pipeline. Using that pipeline, we are going to automate build and deployment of our application. In this pipeline, I'm going to create these 5 stages. Stage 1, clone the repository. Stage 2, do the Maven build. Stage 3, perform the code review. Stage 4, upload the code into Nexus repository, that is build artifact. Stage 5, deploy our application. Perfect. Before going to do this, we need to set up a Maven as a global tool in our Jenkins. So here I'm going to global tools configuration. In the Jenkins dashboard, you can see one option called manage Jenkins. In the manage Jenkins, there is an option called global tool configuration. In the global tool configuration, you can find the Maven settings. Here, Maven installations. So you can add Maven installation here. I have given the name of the Maven as Maven-3.8.6. So my Maven version is 3.8.6. That's why I have given the name as Maven-3.8.6. So as I configured this as a global tool, it will directly download that Maven 3.8.6 version from Apache. That's it. Apply and save. Guys, remember Maven, I'm not installing on the Jenkins machine. Maven, I have configured as a global tool in my Jenkins. That's it. Next, let's go to new item. Let's go to new item. So here I'm going to create a pipeline. So here I'm creating the pipeline as project pipeline. Project pipeline. So generally we can call it as a dev pipeline. Whatever the, suppose if this project is a application like Ashok IT application, Ashok IT underscore dev underscore pipeline, Ashok IT dev pipeline. So I want to deploy the code into one server. Let's assume that that is a dev environment, dev server. So I'm giving the pipeline name like this. Select a pipeline, click on OK. All right. So here we can give the description about our pipeline and we can select some options available. Build the triggers, advance the project options, pipeline script is available. Now here we need to write our pipeline script. Here we need to write our pipeline script. Right. Now I'm going to write this pipeline script. So here I'm starting that with the node, or you can use pipeline node. Now inside this node, I'm going to specify stages. My first stage is clone repo. My first stage is clone repo. I want to clone the project from GitHub repository. So if I directly configure this URL, is it going to clone that? Git to clone this URL. If I
No, sir.
directly give this command, git
No,
clone repository URL, is it going to clone that repository? No.
no, sir.
No,
No,
In
sir.
order
no,
to,
no,
syntax.
yes, in order to clone this repository, we need to provide credentials of the
Credentials,
repository.
yes.
Is it recommended to specify the credentials in the build pipeline?
No,
It is not recommended to specify the credentials in the build pipeline. We need to hide the credentials in the pipeline. To hide the credentials in the pipeline, you can use one option, pipeline syntax. Now click on pipeline syntax. Here we can generate the script to hide our repository credentials. So sample step, what is our step in the pipeline? Clone the repository from the Git. Right. Here you give your repository URL, take this URL, give the repository URL, specify from which branch you have to clone the code. So in the Git, we discussed about the branches. So currently master is the default branch in this repository. So I am giving the repository URL and I am giving the branch name, credentials. So if you have already configured the credentials in the Jenkins, you can select it. If not, you can add the credentials here. Your GitHub repository username and password you can add and you can save. Once you save the credentials, you can select those credentials. I have already saved my GitHub credentials in the Jenkins. So I will select Git credentials option. Fine. I have selected sample step as a Git and I am giving the repository URL. My branch name I am giving as a master. These are my Git repository GitHub account credentials. Using these details, I'm clicking on generate pipeline script. See here, Git credentials is stored. Git credentials I stored in the Jenkins. To access those credentials, I'm taking this ID. So this is my repository URL. These are my credentials. Using this approach, we can hide the credentials in our build pipeline. So this is my first stage, Git credentials and URL. Let's apply, save, and run the job, run the pipeline and see our first stage is working as expected or not. So here, once the pipeline is created, there is the option called build now. When we click on build now, we can see the status. Guys, is the status success or failure?
Success.
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 So the build status is success. We can go to console output. So this job is executed by this user. It is running in the Jenkins machine. Final status of the build is a success. It is able to clone the repository from the GitHub. So we completed one stage. Now we need to go for second stage, that is Maven build. Right. So I need to edit the same job. Click on configure. We can edit the same job. Go to our pipeline. Now we need to write second stage in the pipeline. Go for stage. Let's do the stage creation, Maven build. Inside this stage, I need to tell to compile and package our project. Compile and package our project. Guys, do you remember what are the goals available in the Maven to compile and package our project?
Yeah.
Clean package.
Yes, sir.
Clean package.
Clean and package.
Package.
Now, can I directly execute those commands? MVN, clean and package. Let's try. I want to execute clean and package goal. SH space MVN clean package. Apply, save. Now, let's try to run the job, build now. Now our job contains two stages. One is clone the repository. Second one is Maven build. Now see, my second build, success or failure?
Failure, sir.
Failure.
On the second step, it fails.
First step success. Cloning the repository stage got success. Maven build got failed. When the build is failed, can we see the reason for the failure? Yes,
sir.
go here and check console output. Running the Jenkins. Now, first stage got success and second stage failure. What it is saying, guys? What is the reason for the failure? It is trying to execute MVN
It is
clean
not
package.
getting MVN.
It is saying that MVN not found. So what is the meaning of that?
It's not installed.
Maven software is not available in this machine. Wherever our Jenkins job is executing in that machine, Maven is not available. This is Jenkins server or this Jenkins machine where our Jenkins job is getting executed. It is not able to locate where is the Maven. It is not able to understand what is this MVN. Maven is installed in the Jenkins machine directly or Maven added as a global tool.
Global tool, sir. Global.
Maven added as a global tool. Is Jenkins able to recognize where is that Maven available? Is Jenkins able to recognize where is that Maven available? Jenkins not able to recognize where is the Maven available. Maven we added as a global tool. Now we need to tell to the Jenkins that Maven it has to use from the global tool. In my Jenkins machine, Maven is not available. Maven added as a global tool in the Jenkins. I need to provide that information to the pipeline. In order to provide that information to the pipeline, we can use these steps. So Maven home tool name is Maven -3.8.6. This is the name I have given. Type is Maven. So Maven home will be available inside the /bin. MVN will be available. So this is the location where the Maven is available. Using that location, it has to execute my clean and package. You have to specify your global tool information. You have to specify your global tool information in the pipeline. Then it will locate where is the Maven. Maven home, tool name, Maven name that we have given in the global tool. Type of the tool is Maven. So Maven home /bin/mvn. So when I want to execute this Maven goal, I'm giving this location and I'm configuring the goals. Click on apply, click on save. Now run the job again, build now. Third step, third stage, I'm executing. Third time I'm executing, sorry. Now, so when I execute this, build status is a failure or build status is a success?
Success.
Success, sir. Success.
Success. So cloning the repository is a success and the Maven build also success. Go to this build number and see the console output. See the console output, cloning the repository. Then after cloning the repository, Maven clean package. Now see from where it is taking Maven. From where it is taking Maven? Is it taking the Maven from the Linux machine or it is taking a Maven directly from the Jenkins?
From Jenkins,
Jenkins.
sir.
So we installed
Jenkins.
Maven as a global tool. We
Yes, sir.
installed
Yes, sir.
Maven as a global tool. We have
Yes,
given path of the Maven. So from this path, it is able to recognize what is the MVN and it is able to execute Maven goal. So Maven goal, clean, compile. Now the Maven goals executed. This Maven project is a web application. So build plugin, war plugin executed and our project packaged as a war file. Where is that war file? Inside the project target folder, that war file got created. My build is a success. The job finished with the status success. So with this, two stages completed. Cloning the repository completed and Maven build also completed. Git clone completed, Maven build completed. All right. Next, what is the third stage now?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is this script specific to scripting pipeline, or can you execute in the declarative pipeline also?
We can execute anywhere.
Okay.
Right.
Can
Now,
we do this, sir?
yes, we can do that. We can do that.
Okay.
Now my build got success. My build got success. Next, go to configure. What is the next step, guys?
Sonar,
What is the
sir.
next
Sonar.
step?
So code
We
review.
need to integrate
Code
Sonar.
review.
We need to perform code review. We need to perform code review. So code review we need to perform by using Sonar. Now I need to integrate Jenkins server with Sonar. In order to integrate Jenkins with Sonar, here I have given some steps. Connect to the Sonar server and run the Sonar by using this command. Already our Sonar server is running. Our Sonar server is running. This is the URL of the Sonar. The port number is 9000. Now how to integrate Jenkins with Sonar? How to integrate Jenkins with Sonar? In order to integrate Jenkins with Sonar, there is a plugin, Sonar Cube Scanner plugin. We can use a plugin called Sonar Cube Scanner plugin. Good. Now go to Manage Jenkins. Go to Manage Plugins. Here, go to Available section. You can type Sonar. You can type Sonar. You can see a plugin with a name called Sonar Cube Scanner. Are we able to find out the plugin?
Yes, sir.
Manage Jenkins,
Yes, sir.
manage plugins. In that we have a Sonar Cube Scanner plugin. Select this plugin, install without restart. Install the Sonar plugin without restart. Installing plugins. Sonar plugin is getting installed. It is taking time, guys. Yep. The Sonar plugin installed successfully. Sonar plugin installed successfully. Right. Here we need to configure Sonar with our Jenkins. We need to configure Sonar with our Jenkins. Guys, last time when we discussed about Sonar, how many ways we integrated Sonar with our Java web application?
I think 2 ways with the
Two ways,
credentials.
two ways.
By using username and password,
And
and
token.
by using token.
Okay.
Which one is the recommended approach?
Okay.
Token is the recommended approach. Do you know how to generate the token?
Yes, sir.
Do you know how to generate the token?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Let's log in into our Sonar. Let's log in into our Sonar. Let's go to my account.
My
Let's go
account.
to my account, security.
Security.
So we can generate token here. We can
Yeah.
generate the token. Now let me give
Give any name.
Ashok IT. Now copy this. So I generated a token. I generated a token. So token we need for this. So I have generated a token, guys. So let me take this as my token. Let me note down this. So this is Sonar token. I need this token to integrate Jenkins with Sonar. Sonar token. Once it is done, generate Sonar token and add it as a secret text in the global credentials. So now in order to integrate Sonar and Jenkins, so I'm going to create configure global security. Configure global security, global credentials we are going to configure. Good. Configure global, configure credential provider, manage credentials, go to manage credentials. So currently Jenkins available, stores to scope it to Jenkins. GitHub credentials are available currently, and we need to add our Sonar credentials also. Sonar credentials also. 1 minute. Dashboard, manage Jenkins, global security. This is for permissions, not here.
Sir, using snippet, we can't get it, sir. Like whatever we
We
did.
will do that. In order to do that, first we need to configure the Sonar credentials, right?
Okay.
How we added Git credentials. Na? Similarly, we need to add our Sonar credentials. There is a token for that. Fine.
Okay, sir.
Let's try to add it directly. Let's try to add it directly. If not, then we will add it as a global credential. Now, here we need to configure Sonar, manage Jenkins, configure system, configure system. We need to configure the Sonar server. In order to generate the pipeline syntax, first we need to configure the Sonar. Guys, I have started Sonar and I have taken Sonar token. I installed Sonar plugin. Now I need to configure Sonar in my Jenkins. For that we have option configure system. In the configure system, you can find Sonar Cube servers and Sonar Cube installations. Do we have a option? Sonar Cube servers, add Sonar Cube. Do we have an option in the configure system? I'm going to manage Jenkins, configure systems. Now I need to configure Sonar here. When you scroll down, you can see Sonar Cube servers, add Sonar Cube, add Sonar Cube. You can give any name for the Sonar Cube. I'm giving the name as Sonar Server 7.8. Our Sonar server that we are using is, I think, 7.8 version of the Sonar we are using. Yeah, version 7.8. Sonar software community edition Sonar software we are using version 7.8. I am mentioning the same name, Sonar server 7.8. URL of the Sonar. We have taken the Sonar URL. My Sonar server running in this machine. Take the URL of the Sonar. Now here it is asking Sonar authentication token. Sonar Cube authentication token mandatory when anonymous access is disabled. So click on add. So when I click on add, is that button working here, guys? Is that
No,
button
sir.
working? No.
No,
So here
No.
in the drop down, are we getting any credentials?
no.
No, sir.
Are
No,
we getting any
No,
credentials?
sir.
No. So we are not getting any credentials. I think there is a bug here. We are not able to click on this add button. We are not able to click on the add button. So for that, what we do is we will add the Sonar credentials. We will add the Sonar credentials as a global tool configurations.
Yes, sir.
Right. Manage Jenkins. Manage Jenkins. Add it those credentials in the global credentials, configure global security, manage credentials, credential provider. 1 minute. So can you see any option credentials? Configure credentials. Here get credentials available. Username with the password, Jenkins credentials provider. This is git credentials. Yeah, fine, I got it. Now guys, see here, when you go to credentials, now when you select global here, do you have your option called add credentials?
Yes.
Do you have your option called add credentials here? Yes, we have your option called add credentials here. So now let me show you once again. Go to manage Jenkins. In the manage Jenkins, there is an option called manage credentials. When you click on the manage credentials, here Jenkins global option, already git credentials we have added. If you click on add credentials, you are getting the option add credentials. Now I need to add the credentials. Credentials we are adding with the username and password, or we are using secret token.
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 We are using secret
Secret token.
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 Now,
Token.
so here, can we say as a secret text now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we
Yes,
add,
yes, sir.
can we add it as a secret text? Yes,
Yes.
we are adding as a secret text. So here I am giving that secret text. Sonar Cube token we have taken. This is our Sonar token. Copy this token. Give this a secret. Give this a secret. ID. I will mention that as Sonar token. I will mention that as a Sonar token. Scope, we are giving it as a global Sonar token, and we are adding as a secret text in the global credentials. Click on create. So with this, I have added Sonar token. With this, I have added Sonar token. Let's go to configure system once again. Configure system. Come to Sonar. Add Sonar cube. Can you see that whatever the Sonar token we are added, are we able to access that in the drop down?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We are able to access that in the drop down. Now let me give the name for that. Sonar server 7.8 and the URL of the Sonar. The URL of the Sonar. This is my URL. Guys, please remember, we are using currently EC2 T2 micro instances, medium instances, public IP. Public IP is a fixed IP or public IP is a dynamic IP?
Dynamic IP.
Dynamic IP.
Public IP is a dynamic IP. When I restart my machine, IP will change or IP will same?
Change.
Change.
It will
IP
change.
will change. If you want a fixed IP address,
Elastic
IP.
IP.
in the AWS EC2 we have a elastic IP concept. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Now I have given the name as Sonar server 7.8 server URL. This is the URL of my Sonar server. Authentication token, Sonar token I am giving. Click on apply, click on save. So with this I configured Sonar server. With this I configured Sonar server. Now let's go to our pipeline. Let's go to our pipeline. In this pipeline, now I need to add Sonar stage. In this pipeline, I need to add Sonar stage. Go to here, add next stage, code review. Code review. In this stage, I need to write some logic which is used to communicate with the Sonar server and perform code review. Fine. For that, can we use pipeline syntax to generate the code?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Can we use pipeline syntax?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Go to pipeline syntax. Go to pipeline syntax. See, do we have any option for Sonar? See, do we have any option for Sonar? See the option for Sonar.
No.
Node, retry, stash, wait unit with the ant, with the Gradle, archive, get context with the context. After installing that Sonar, we should get one option with the Sonar Cube environment. With the Sonar Cube environment.
Sir, wait for Sonar Cube analysis to be completed and return quality gate status. That is the
Wait for
Yes, sir.
quality gate. Sonar token. Generate pipeline script. No, not this one.
No, this is something different plugin. So you have to go with specifics. Sonar only.
Build. 1 minute. I'm checking a plugin for that. Yeah. Let me
Wait.
choose this.
Wait for quality gate. That is the
Not that plugin, sir.
wait for Sonar Cube analysis to be completed.
No, not that. With the environment, I have given some name for the Sonar. So let me do this. This is the plugin stage Sonar Cube analysis with the Sonar Cube environment. That is what we are going to use, and whatever the Sonar name we configured, that we are going to use. Now, let me go here to the pipeline. Inside the stage code review, I'm going to use with the Sonar Cube env with Sonar Cube environment. In this, we need to specify the name that we used for the Sonar. What is the name that we used for Sonar in the global configure system? Manage Jenkins configure system. In the configure system, we have given Sonar server. What is the name we have given? Sonar-server 7.8. So the same name I'm going to specify. Sonar server 7.8. Sonar, we need to perform the code review by using Sonar. Do you remember what is the goal that we use to perform the code review?
Maven Sonar colon Sonar.
Maven Sonar colon Sonar. Where is Maven? Do I need to specify this Maven location?
Yes, I think yes.
Do I need
Yes,
to
sir, yes.
specify this Maven location or not? Maven
Yeah.
we installed as a global tool. So earlier for Maven build, we used clean package. Now we are going to use a goal Sonar colon Sonar. Now, how this pipeline will understand where is the Sonar and what are the credentials of the Sonar? That is where we are giving Sonar server 7.8. What is this Sonar server 7.8? Can I say it is a name where we configured Sonar server URL and Sonar token?
Yes, yes.
Yes or no?
yes, sir.
Sonar server 7.8. In this Sonar, I have given the URL of the Sonar and I have given authentication token of the Sonar. So in order to perform this code review, I'm using with the Sonar Cube env. I have given my Sonar server name, which I configured as a system in the Jenkins. Then I have given the location where the Maven available. Maven we installed as a global tool. So once it is able to detect where is the Maven, then it should execute Sonar colon Sonar. What is the purpose of Sonar colon Sonar? It is used to perform the code review.
Code reviews.
Click on apply, click on save. Before going to run this pipeline, now can you see in our Sonar, there is one project already. So if you want, let me delete this project.
Yeah.
Delete it. Yes, projects. Currently in our Sonar, how many projects are
No.
reviewed?
No
No
Is
project.
there any projects available currently?
No.
There are no projects available currently. Now go to our pipeline. Let's run our pipeline. Build now. This time we are having 3 stages in the pipeline.
Yes,
Clone
sir.
the repository, do the Maven build, and perform code review. 3 stages available. Code review. Third stage is executing. Go to the build number. Go to the build number.
Like a global configuration, sir. Global
1 minute.
configuration.
1 minute. So go to the build number, see the console output. Still the build is in progress. So cloning is completed and Maven build completed successfully. Then what it is doing, guys?
Sonar
Is it
server,
able
yeah.
to? Is it able to communicate with the Sonar?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, yes.
Yes. Sonar server 7.8 is the system that we configured. Configure system we used. There we configured our Sonar server name, Sonar server URL, and Sonar token. And in the Sonar stage, I have given a plugin. Sorry, I have given a goal Sonar colon Sonar, MVN Sonar colon Sonar. Now it is downloading all the required dependencies to execute that Maven goal. Maven dependencies it is downloading to perform that code review. Finally, what is the status of the build?
Success.
Build
Successful.
success. Build
Super.
success. So it is saying that analysis is successful. You can browse your Sonar dashboard using this URL.
Yes,
Build
yes.
finished status with a success. Now go to our Sonar server and refresh it. Can you see one project code review completed now?
Yes, sir.
Maven web app project code review complete. Earlier, there are no projects. I have deleted all the projects from the Sonar. Now when I execute my build, it is saying that one project code review completed successfully. When you open this project, it is saying that there are 4 bugs available in the project and the code quality of the project is passed. So with this, are we able to integrate? Are we able to integrate our Jenkins and Sonar in the
Yes,
pipeline?
sir. Yes. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
We are able to integrate our Jenkins and Sonar in the pipeline.
Pipeline.
How we integrated Jenkins and Sonar in the pipeline? So first we started Sonar server. Sonar is running in a separate machine. Then we generated a token for the Sonar. Then Sonar Cube Scanner plugin we installed in the Jenkins, and we added Sonar token in the global credentials. Then in Manage Jenkins, we have an option called Configure System. In that Sonar Cube server we have added. For that you can give any name. We are using Sonar server 7.8 version. So I have given the name also with the same name, same version. This is URL of our Sonar. I'm giving that Sonar URL. Then we are selecting the token. We are selecting the token. Once the Sonar is configured in this Manage Jenkins, then in the stage, we can write Sonar Cube analysis with the Sonar Cube environment. This is the stage that we are using. In that I'm specifying Sonar server name. Whatever the name you give here, same name you have to specify. Then Jenkins will find out what is the URL of the Sonar and what is the token of the Sonar. In the configure system, we added Sonar with a name, URL, and token. Same name I am configuring with Sonar Cube environment here. Then my Jenkins will identify URL of the Sonar, token of the Sonar. If URL and token available, can we communicate with the Sonar? Yes. Now, in order to communicate with the Sonar, we are using Sonar colon Sonar goal. Sonar colon Sonar goal. So Sonar colon Sonar is a Maven goal. Sonar colon Sonar is a Maven goal. For that, we are giving the location where the Maven is available. Maven we installed as a global tool. We are giving the path of the Maven and we are executing Sonar colon Sonar. Guys, last time when we lent the Sonar server, we configured Sonar URL and Sonar token in the pom.xml. But this time, are we doing that? Are we making that? Are we adding that Sonar in the pom.xml?
No, sir.
Do we have that Sonar URL and token in the pom.xml of the project?
No, sir. No, sir.
So where
No,
we
sir.
are integrating our Maven project and Sonar?
In Jenkins.
In Jenkins. In Jenkins, we are integrating directly. Is this clear?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Next, what is the next stage in our pipeline?
Facebook.
Upload artifact.
Upload the
What is the
artifact.
next stage?
Upload.
Upload
the
artifact.
Uploading artifact in
So-
Nexus, sir.
Yes, to upload the artifact, in some companies, people will use Nexus. In some companies, people will use JFrog. So currently we are using which Artifactory server? Nexus. Now,
Nexus.
we need to integrate our Jenkins with Nexus. We need to integrate our Jenkins with Nexus. Now go to our Jenkins. Go to Jenkins. Our last build success, repository cloning, Maven build, and code review also completed successfully. Next, we need to integrate our Jenkins with Nexus repository to upload the artifact. For that, first let's install a plugin. Nexus repository plugin is required, guys. Go to Manage Jenkins, go to Manage Plugins, go to Available section, type a option called Nexus. Can you see Nexus Artifact Uploader plugin?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, we need this plugin because Jenkins is running in one machine. Nexus is running in one machine, separate machine. From Jenkins machine, we need to upload the artifact into Nexus. For that, we are using Nexus Artifact Uploader plugin. Let's select this plugin, install. Select the plugin and install. That plugin will act as a mediator between our Jenkins machine and Nexus machine. Perfect. Guys, in this project, version is available as a snapshot. Okay, fine. Yeah, Nexus Artifact Uploader plugin installed successfully. So once that plugin installed successfully, then go to our pipeline, configure. Now we need to add a stage in the pipeline. Upload artifact. Stage name can be anything. Upload artifact. We can say that upload build artifact. Right. Now, inside this build artifact, we need to write the logic, right? So do we know how to write that logic?
No.
We don't know. Can we take the help of pipeline syntax? Guys, can we take the
sir.
help of
Yes, sir. Yes,
pipeline
sir.
syntax?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Click on pipeline syntax, go to sample step, check it here. Do we have any option to upload the artifact? 1 minute. Yes. Do we have any option? Sample steps. What is the first option?
Artifact. Okay.
What is the first option? Yes. Can you see one option?
Nexus artifact uploader.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next.
Can you see one option, guys? Nexus Artifact Uploader.
Yes, sir.
Nexus.
Yes,
Yes,
there is
sir.
the option called Nexus Artifact Uploader. Select this.
Only we got one
Nexus Artifact Uploader we are using. This is a step that we are using to generate the code pipeline syntax. To generate the pipeline syntax, we are using Nexus Artifact Uploader. Perfect. Guys,
Ashok, here
observe
I'm
carefully.
uh,
Observe carefully. Yes, sir. Tell me.
yeah, so for the sample steps, so there will be multiple options, right? So the automatically it will come or so after we are going to install the plugins, it will come.
After installing the plugins, it will come.
Okay,
Yeah. So that's why we installed the plugin, right?
okay.
Right. After
Okay.
installing the plugins, we'll get that. Now I installed Nexus plugin, then I got Nexus Artifact up. That means few plugins will come by default. I mean, few options will come by default. Few options we are installing.
Yeah, okay, sure, got it.
Right.
Thank you.
So let's select Nexus Artifact Uploader here. Where is that? Yeah. Nexus Artifact Uploader I'm taking. Guys, here we need to provide all the information to generate the pipeline syntax for Nexus Artifact Uploader. Which version of the Nexus we are using? Nexus 2 or Nexus 3? Guys, which version of the Nexus we are using?
It is 3.
Nexus 3. So
3.
here we need to select Nexus 3. What is the protocol we are using? HTTP protocol. Nexus URL. Nexus URL. So we need to specify the URL of our Nexus server. So we have noted down already Nexus server URL here. This is our Nexus repository URL. Nexus server running on the port number 8081.
Some
Now-
black mark is coming on the screen, please.
Nexus repository URL. Can you see the Nexus URL now?
Yes.
Yes. Nexus URL. Credentials. Do we have the credentials for the Nexus? Admin and admin, right? So click on add username with password. The Nexus username is admin. Password also I have given as admin. So I'm going to configure. I will give the name as Nexus credentials. Description. Click on add. Select Nexus credentials. Now, whenever we are uploading that artifact, what is the group ID and what is version and what is repository that it is asking? What is the group ID and what is the version and what is the repository it is asking? Got it. Now here, group ID, we can give anything. I'm giving the group ID as in dot Ashok IT version. So what is the version that you want to give for your project? 1.0 snapshot. I want to give repository. I'm giving the repository name as Ashok IT snapshot. I'm giving the repository name as Ashok IT snapshot. This is the information that I am giving to upload my artifact into Nexus. When I'm uploading my artifact, what should be group ID of my artifact? What should be the version of my artifact? And what should be the in which repository we want to upload the artifact? In the Nexus, we have already created the repositories. So remote repository and release repository, snapshot repository. So here we are having some repositories. If you want, I can delete this repository and I can create the repository once again. So create a repository. So Maven repository, I'm going to create unique identifier. I'm giving Ashok IT snapshot repository. Version policy. So this is snapshot repository. Snapshot repository, allow redeploy as well. Then fine. Click on create repository. So with this, I created one snapshot repository. Go to browse section. Click on browse Ashok IT snapshot repository. Currently, do we have any data in this repository or it is brand new repository?
It's a brand new
It's a new repository.
sir.
There is nothing available here. No components or assets found in this repository currently. It is a brand new repository that we created just now. Good. Ashok IT snapshot repository. This is the URL of the repository. This is the URL of our repository. Good. Go to Jenkins pipeline syntax. So the repository name. So what is the name we have given? Ashok IT snapshot repository. Let me take this. Ashok IT snapshot repository. Artifact. Artifact ID, type, classifier, and file it is asking. Artifact ID, classifier, and the type it is asking. Good. Artifact ID, that means the project name, what you want to use. I'm taking artifact ID as 01 Maven web app. You can find that artifact ID in our project pom.xml. Artifact ID is 01 Maven web app. Type. What is the type of the artifact? Web application artifact will be var. If it is a standalone application, it will be jar. Currently we are using web application, so it is var. Classifier I am leaving blank. Classifier I'm leaving blank. File. Where is that file, guys? What file we want to upload? What is the file that we want to upload? Var file. Var file. Where the var file will be created? Guys, where the var file will be created?
Target
Target
folder.
folder.
Target folder.
Target.
Target. What is the file name it is generating? It is generating a file with a name called 01-maven-web app.
.war.
01-maven-web-app.war. That is the name of our var file. That is the name of our var file. Now click on generate pipeline syntax. Can you see whatever the options that we have given? Whatever the options we have given. So I have selected sample step, Nexus artifact uploader, Nexus version 3, protocol HTTP, Nexus URL I have given, Nexus credentials I have selected, group ID, version, repository name, artifact, artifact ID, type is var file location I have given. Then I have clicked on generate pipeline syntax. It is generated a pipeline syntax. Nexus artifact uploader. Just to copy this syntax, go and keep in our stage. Go and keep in our stage. So this is our Nexus artifact. Click on apply and click on save. Click on apply and click on save. So now, how many stages available in the pipeline now?
Sir,
How many stages available in the pipeline now?
Four.
Four stages.
Already 3 stages we have tested. They are working as expected. Now we added 4th stage. Now we added 4th stage. Click on apply and click on save. Then do build now. Do the build now. 5th build is executing. Stage 1 success. Stage 2 in progress. That is also success. Stage 3 in progress.
Not showing fourth stage.
Upload artifact. What is the status?
Yes.
Success.
Success. Now
Success.
go to build number 5. See the console output. Scroll down. Finished. Success.
Let's go to
Finished. Success.
the first stage.
Now here build status is a success, but when you see the console, what it is saying, guys? Temporary
Failed.
failure in the
Temporarily
name
failed.
resolution. Temporary failure in the name resolution. Go to this browse option, snapshot repository, artifact uploaded or artifact not uploaded?
Not
Not
uploaded.
uploaded.
Not uploaded. If you see the build console, it is saying that temporary failure in the name resolution. Can you see there is a mistake? / came in the URL.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Can you see the URL? / came in the URL.
Yes.
Yes, that means we have done something wrong in our pipeline syntax. We have done something wrong in our pipeline syntax. Go to that pipeline, configure. Go to the pipeline, configure, build pipeline, sonar stage, artifact ID, classifier, file name, type is the var, credentials, group ID, nexus URL. So this is a
Yeah.
mistake, guys. At the end, I have given slash. At the end, I have given slash in the URL. Let me take this out.
I think HTTP also in appending 2 times.
Yes, sir. We will see that.
Actually, protocol is there. Separately, protocol HTTP we are giving. Again, in the URL, we are giving HTTP.
1
think-
minute. Let me check this. Let me check this. Yes, first let me remove that extra slash which is appended. Here in the Nexus URL, I have given slash and we have given the repository name. What it is doing is it is also adding 1 slash. So let me remove the slash from the Nexus URL. Let's try that. Let me remove slash in the Nexus URL. Based on the Nexus URL, and based on the repository, it is preparing the URL to upload the artifact. Right. So I have removed slash, click on apply, click on save. Now do the build now, run the build. I made the changes to our pipeline script. I have removed that extra slash. Sixth build is running. Go to the build console output.
HTTP is appending.
Yeah.
2 times.
Now see here, what is the URL got the problem with that double slash got removed. Now there is one more problem. What
HTTP.
is the problem now?
HTTP.
HTTP appended 2 times. So
2
why?
times.
I have given the Nexus URL with the HTTP protocol and protocol also I have given as HTTP.
HTTP. Okay.
Either you have to delete this one or we have to delete here. Got it? If I
Yes, sir.
delete from here, now that means whatever the options we have given, based on the options, based on the protocol, based on the repository, based on the URL, it is preparing the URL. How it is preparing the URL? HTTP plus Nexus URL plus repository. It is preparing the URL to upload the artifact. Now, so from this URL, I am going to delete HTTP. From the URL, I'm going to delete HTTP. Go to configure. In this artifact, in the Nexus repository URL, I will just give only IP:port number. I'm just giving IP:port number. Click on apply, click on save. Done. Run the job. Build now. 7th build we are running. 7th build we are running. Go to build number 7. See the console output. Scroll down. Perfect.
It gets uploaded.
Now, can you see any issue here?
No.
No.
Sir, no.
So it is saying that clearly uploading artifact completed. What is the proof? Go here. Refresh. Go here, refresh. Now, can you see our go to browse option? Go to browse option. Check your snapshot repository. Can you see the artifact is uploaded now?
Yes.
Can we see that Maven war file is uploaded?
Yes, uploaded.
Maven war file is uploaded. When it is uploaded? September 17th, 9:34. September 17th, 9:34. So just now the build artifact is uploaded into Nexus repository. How we generated the stage for Nexus repository? By using pipeline syntax. So here you no need to give http:// here in the URL. Whenever we configure the URL, do I need to give this http://? No.
No.
Do I need to give the slash?
No.
So these are the two mistakes. So giving @ giving @HTTP, it is not taking. So based on
and
this
also Ashok, they given this session clearly. So don't mention the HTTP
URL must
Yeah.
not start with
Start.
http://
It is also
or
saying yes.
https. It is
Clearly.
clearly saying that. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Click on generate pipeline syntax. Now Nexus URL should contain only IP address : port number. Protocol already we have given, and repository name also already we have given. Based on this information, protocol plus Nexus URL plus repository. They are preparing the final URL and they are uploading that artifact into Nexus repository. Finished, success. So with this, we are able to complete 4 stages. Cloning repository completed, Maven build completed, code review completed, upload artifact also completed. What is the next one?
Tomcat.
Deploy the
Deploy.
application to Tomcat. Tomcat is running in the same machine, or Tomcat is running in a different machine now?
Different machine.
Different machine.
Tomcat is running in the different machine. So in order to copy the war file from our Jenkins machine to Tomcat machine, we need one plugin.
Deploy to container.
Deploy to container plugin. That is different. So what is the deploy to container is? Deploy to container plugin we are using to upload the war file based on the server URL. Here we are not going to use a deploy to container plugin. We will use a plugin called SSH agent.
Okay.
What is the plugin name? What is the plugin name we are going to use? SSH agent.
agent.
SSH agent is used to copy war file from our Jenkins machine to Tomcat machine web apps folder. What is the duty of this SSH agent? SSH agent is used to connect with another system. From Jenkins system, I want to connect to Tomcat system and I want to upload the war file into Tomcat server. For that, we are going to use a plugin called SSH agent plugin. Guys, fine. Now, observe clearly how we are going to do our last stage in the pipeline. Go to Jenkins dashboard, manage Jenkins, manage plugins, available. Can you find a plugin called SSH agent plugin? Come on. Can you guys find a plugin with a name called SSH agent? Yes, click on SSH agent, install without restart. I'm installing SSH agent plugin. I'm installing SSH agent plugin. Fine. Plugin installation completed successfully. Go to Jenkins job. Go to our pipeline. Go to our pipeline. Configure. Go to the pipeline stage. The stage I'm giving deploy. Deploy. So now, do you know how to deploy this by using SSH agent, or we need to take the help of pipeline syntax? Guys, can you respond? You can unmute your mic, you can respond.
Yeah, we need to take the pipeline
Pipeline
syntax.
syntax.
We need to take the help of our pipeline syntax.
Syntax.
Click on pipeline syntax. What is the sample step? What is the plugin we installed?
Deploy.
What is the plugin we installed?
SSH agent.
SSH agent. We installed a plugin called SSH agent. Now here we need to select the credentials. We need to select the credential.
Credentials. Good.
Right, guys. Now guys, observe carefully. I need to use SSH agent as a plugin which is used to deploy the application war file from Jenkins server to Tomcat server. Okay, so click on add Jenkins and I need to add the credentials. What credentials I need to add?
SSH agent.
Tomcat.
Tomcat credential.
No. Our Tomcat is running in which machine? Same machine or different machine?
Different machine.
So Tomcat is running in a different machine. That is the EC2 machine. So how can we connect to EC2 machine?
Public IP.
Public IP and PEM file, right?
Yes, sir.
Public IP and PEM file we are going to use to connect with the EC2 machine. Okay. Now observe carefully. Observe carefully. SSH agent. Click on add Jenkins global credentials. Do you know the password of EC2 user? No. What we know? Username and key.
With private
Private
key.
key, yes.
Okay.
Username and key. So now here I will give it as Tomcat server agent. Tomcat server agent. What is the username of that machine? EC2 user. Private key. Private key. Where is our private key? Private key is available. Key pair is available, right? So Linux is the PEM file we used. Can we copy the key from this? How can
Yes,
we
sir.
copy the key from the PEM file? Go to git bash. Go to git bash. 1 minute. Go to git bash. Cat linux.pem. Am I able to copy the PEM file key?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now go here, add it, click on this, add it. Click on add. Now, am I able to get Tomcat server agent now?
Yes, sir.
I'm able to get the Tomcat server agent. Generate pipeline syntax. Yes. So this is my SSH agent. The name is Tomcat server agent. Now, using this Tomcat server agent, I need to deploy the war file from my Jenkins machine to Tomcat server machine. I need to deploy the war file from my Jenkins machine to Tomcat server machine. In order to do that, we are going to use the location of the file. First, where is my file available? Target 01 maven web app.var. This is my source where my file is available. Var file. This is my war file location. Where I need to deploy this war file? I need to deploy this war file in the Tomcat. So what is the location of the Tomcat? In the Tomcat, we have a folder called web apps folder, present working directory. So this is the destination. In my Tomcat machine, Tomcat server is downloaded and Tomcat server is running. This is the location of web apps folder in this machine. I need to copy the war file. I need to copy the war file into this location. I can consider this as destination. I can consider this as destination. So this is source. This is a source. In the Jenkins machine, war file will be created in the target folder. This is the source. From this location, I need to take the war file and I need to deploy that war file into this destination. Who is going to do that activity? That activity should done by Tomcat server agent, that is SSH agent. And I need to tell to this Tomcat server agent, my war file is available in this location and that war file should be deployed into this destination. So for that, we are going to give the information or we are going to give the instruction for the Tomcat server agent SCP-O strict host key checking. You no need to check any host key. Strict host key checking. Strict host key checking is equal to no. Then I'm going to specify the location, target, and this file should be deployed into Tomcat server. This is the destination. So what is that a Tomcat server? In the Tomcat server agent, I have just given the credentials. I have not given the URL of the Tomcat. So that a Tomcat is available with a username as ec2-user. Then we need to give public IP of that machine, then slash this path. Okay, SSH agent, Tomcat server agent. Tomcat server agent is used to copy the war file from Jenkins machine to Tomcat machine. Right. SCP-O strict host key checking is equal to no. No need of checking any keys when we are copying the data from one machine to another machine here. Now target location of path, the war file. In the target directory, war file will be available. That war file should be copied into the Tomcat machine in this location, right? EC2-user is the username. This is the public IP and copy the war file into this destination. What is the public IP of our Tomcat machine? Public IP of our Tomcat machine. Let me take this. Yes, let me replace this here. I'm giving public IP. So this is my SSH agent. Copy this SSH agent. Go to our build pipeline. Go to SSH agent. Go to build pipeline. Configure SSH agent in the build pipeline. Configure SSH agent in the build pipeline. Got my point? Now here, SCP we have given -. We have started with the -. We have to close that -. Right. Let me close it. Yeah. SCP-O target location EC2-user @public IP :/home/EC2-user Apache Tomcat/web apps. That's it. Click on apply and click on save. So with this, our pipeline is available with all the stages. Before going to run this, can you see in the Tomcat manager, admin console of the Tomcat? So list applications. Is there any Maven application currently deployed, guys? Can you see, is there any Maven application deployed in this location? Currently, Maven application is not deployed in this location. No application is available currently in our Tomcat. Next, in the Tomcat machine also, we can see ls-l in the web apps directory. Can you see, is there any war file available in the web apps directory? Guys, can you see, is there any war file available in the web apps directory?
No, sir.
There is no
No,
war
sir,
file
no.
available in the web apps directory. Now go to our Jenkins pipeline. Now see the pipeline, stage cloning, stage Maven build, stage code review, stage upload artifact. Already those are tested. Now first time we are testing our deploy stage. Click on apply, save and build now. Let us see the status. 8th build number is running.
It will not ask any context path.
We have given the path already, right? Path, I mean, context path means whatever the war file name is available, it will take that as a context path.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, what is the status of this stage?
Success.
Deploy status. Right. Go to build number 8, console output. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. What is this? Success. Now go to our Tomcat list applications. Can you see Maven application is deployed?
Yes.
Now, can you click on this Maven application? Is it running?
Yes, sir.
So whenever I run the job, so what happened? The Jenkins pipeline, all the stages are executing. Jenkins pipeline, all the stages are executing. Code is available in the GitHub. Jenkins stage 1, cloning the code from the repository. Jenkins stage 1, cloning the code from the repository. Stage 2, Maven build happened. Stage 3, code review happened. Stage 4, artifact uploaded. Stage 5, deployment also completed. Are we able to execute all the stages in the build pipeline now? We are able to execute all the stages available in the build pipeline. I will give you this complete pipeline step and notes as well. Go to this build configure. Go to this build configure pipeline. So this is complete pipeline script that we have created. Complete pipeline script. Stage cloning the repository. Git credentials we are hiding. Maven build. Maven we configured as a global tool. Sonar Cube we configured as a configure system option, and we are giving the Maven path to execute the Sonar goal. And we are uploading artifact into Nexus. We have given the Nexus repository details, and we are deploying the application into Tomcat. Tomcat deployment we are doing by using SSH agent. This is our end-to-end pipeline, which is used to automate application deployment, application build and deployment. Thank you.